Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here and thank you for supporting my channel. Today we're going to take a look at a message that your future self has for you. This reading is inspired by matrix reimprinting. It's a technique that I do. It's also the sessions that I offer to my clients. If you are interested, you can Google it to get further view and perspective about what the technique is, because I'm not going to go into detail at this moment, but it's a perfect way for changing your beliefs, changing your life, and basically like have peace with everything that has happened in your life and be able to move forward in the desired direction. So today we have 5 piles. The pile 1 would be this beautiful citrine, and the card Trials of Love, Lessons. Pile 2 is this carnelian heart with the card Love and Lace, Innocence. Pile 3 is this lapis lazuli, and the card is Stars Align, Favorable Outcome. Pile 4 is labradorite. The card is Violets Are Blue, Loyalty. And pile 5 is rhodonite, Love Line, Revived. Take a few seconds if needed and choose your pile, and see you there. Hi pile 1, if you chose this beautiful citrine crystal, this is your reading. We're going to start with this oracle card. This would be the general energy of the group, of the message that your future self has for you. So pile 1, your future self wants you to know that everything you are going through, every hardship, every problem, every issue that you have within your relationships will be definitely something that will be a learning experience for you. You will get such good insight into who you are and who you are not, what you want for yourself in life, and what is definitely something that you don't want to have in your experience. And your future self tells you that when you're gonna look back at your current situation, you're gonna just see the beauty of the path that you were walking. So you will not have the same negative outlook on the situation as you have now. So looking back, your future self wants you to know that this whole process is definitely something that will bring you to a much happier life. It is a hard path to walk though, but at the end of it, you will be able to really know who you are and what is your worth. And everything that you're currently experiencing is like a training ground for your future self to be vibrant, to be happy, to be fulfilled within romantic relationships. If romantic relationships are not a problem for you, but a relationship with your family or friends is, then just take this how it resonates, okay? If currently you have issues with some close people like friends or family, this will definitely be over in the future and you will look at it with different eyes. Okay, let's see what tarot has to say. Let's clarify. What's the message of your future self? What does your future self want to tell you about this trials of love? We have the Tower. So the Tower is actually a beautiful card. If you ask me, I would tell you that the Tower is a necessary thing, a necessary event that shakes all the foundation that is not stable. So everything you've built up until now was built on foundations that were not solid, that were not firm. So the whole building was actually never the way you intended it to be. So in order for you to have a life, a relationship that you really want, you can't just change windows and pretend that everything is fine. You have to tear the whole thing down and start rebuilding it from scratch. So whatever happens or whatever has happened in your relationship it was just necessary, because if you would have built more stories up high, it will just collapse itself eventually, you know. This way it happened a bit earlier than you might have expected it to, but in the end it was never meant to last because the foundation was not stable. And even though this situation seems dramatic and hard and painful, it is necessary for you to gain a greater understanding on how relationships should supposed to be, how dynamics should be between the two people. Okay, so everything that is not working is being blown away with this process of demolishing the tower. So even though it looks like a misfortune, it is actually a hidden blessing, a blessing in disguise. After the tower, you get a pretty much changed perception about reality, about yourself, about the other person, because it makes you look at things differently. Similar to the hanged man, but this energy is quite different because this shakes you really hard. Okay, this is a sudden event that you don't see coming, but is actually a hidden blessing that will like stir you into the right direction with your life. Let's see what else. What does your future self want you to know? The devil. Heavy energies for you, pile one. So everything that is keeping you small, limited, and attached, in other ways addicted to, has to fall away, has to be gone from your life. You have to banish it in some way, whether it is your own conscious decision or it is an intervention from a higher force, from God, from your angels, however you see your spiritual guides. The attachment, addiction, and limitation that this situation and relationship has on you has to be released. You have to free yourself from it, because if you stay small in this situation, you would only decrease. You would only make your life worse. You would only feel worse, because you are meant to grow here, and that is the lesson here. This person is given to you for your own personal growth. And the sooner you let go of anything that keeps you attached to this person, it will propel your spiritual and personal development even further and faster. What else? What else we need to know? What does your future self wants you to know? Five of Swords. Okay, so this is a card from my creation deck, because this is my deck. And I have it in English and Croatian, but I'm not sure how this card got here. But anyways, I'm going to take it. So this is Five of Swords. It says conflict, defeat, and it is an energy that has a lot of resentment. So the last word is resentment here. And if you don't learn the difference between having this person as a lesson for your growth and having this person as someone that you end up resenting in the end, you will miss the lesson. You will miss the whole point of this relationship and why it has been given to you. Nobody in our lives is here actually for us to have these negative feelings attached to them. We are supposed to go through it, make peace with it, and just move on. It doesn't have to mean that you will see this person as a good person in the end. It doesn't mean you have to have a good relationship with that person. The only thing that is necessary within this situation is that you understand what went wrong and why it went wrong, so you never repeat the cycle with this person or with anybody else with this dynamic ever again. So if you don't learn the lesson, you will repeat this dynamic with somebody else in the future. And I don't know how the sentence went, but I saw a very beautiful post the other day, and it said, if you don't have time for your pain, you will have plenty of time to be in pain. It was something similar. It's not exactly the way I saw the sentence go, but in the end, the point is the same. If you don't decide to work on your pain and what is the cause of it, you will definitely suffer until you resolve it. So maybe the initial process of confronting your fears and your pain and your wounds is terrifying, but the alternative is to keep living your life with those negative emotions and feeling them for the rest of your life. So the initial pain may be greater than the thought of having all these feelings for the rest of your life. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but in the end, it is. It is. And once you decide to work on this, you will definitely think to yourself, why didn't I do this sooner? Nobody ever regretted trying to work on themselves and resolving their own issues. Okay, let's take one more. What else we need to know here for pile one? We have death. You have 3 major arcanas here in your reading, so I'm definitely getting this is a significant relationship. Whether it's a twin flame relationship or not, it doesn't really matter. It is just a label. But this person definitely has a great influence on you. Or better yet, this person has a lot of lessons that you can learn through these relationships. And for you, pile one, it is necessary to transform whatever is happening here. The dynamic here is quite toxic, and the sooner you end it and transform it and transition and move to like a different state of being, a different state of your consciousness, it will help you expand and it will bring a lot healthier relationship in your life. This was never meant to bring you so much pain. It was always meant for you to learn the lesson, move on, and grow from it. But somewhere in the process, you got stuck, you got attached to it. And now is the time to let it go, because your future self is telling you there is an ending to this, but you have to decide to end it. Nobody will do it for you. Okay, let's take one card for advice. What does pile one need to know? Give us some guidance for this situation from their future self, of course. We have why, but it's in reverse, so I'm going to keep it that way. So instead of just focusing on this relationship, on why this isn't working, why this is so hard, maybe you should focus on, why am I attracted to this person? Why do I want to be here? Why do I crave this person's love, attention? Why do I want to be in this stuck situation? Why? So instead of looking into another, maybe you should start looking within yourself. What is it in me that keeps attracting this type of people into my life? What is it in me that always craves this person's attention? So when you flip it that way, so that the intention doesn't go towards this person, rather that it goes to yourself, you will get the necessary answers that you've been looking for. And your future self wants you to know with this card as well, that there comes a time that you stop asking these questions because they are no longer relevant for you, because you would have already transformed everything that has kept you stuck here. So this why is this happening, is no longer relevant. You are living a much better life. Pile one, this was all for today's reading. I hope it resonated, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Welcome, pile two. If you chose this carnelian heart, this is your reading for today. We're going to start with this oracle card, Love and Lace Innocence, which is basically the general energy of the reading and the message that wants to come through from your future self. So what I'm getting here is basically 2 messages. The first message is, if you are trying to have a baby and it is not working for any reason, it is because you are currently very troubled and in stress. There's something in your life that just makes it impossible for you to come into a proper energy for you to deliver this baby to this world. Maybe something is bugging you about the way things are in the world, and you don't want to have a baby born into this type of situation that is currently going on. So that is one message that I'm getting for some of you. The other message for the ones that didn't resonate with the first message is, whatever happened in your past, within your love life, or with any type of relationship, there is always a way to find innocence and start fresh and start new. I feel that a lot of you here who resonate with the second message have been through a lot of hardships, maybe even had sexual abuse, or maybe had to do some jobs that are demeaning to you as a woman or as a man. And if that resonates in any sense, I want you to know that here in this channel, we never judge those things because we look at the bigger picture. You can always choose to do something different. You can always choose to take the lessons from everything you've been through to know whether you want to be that person or you want to be somebody else. And there is always a chance for you to start over, to start something different if you want to have a different life. So whether you choose it or not, it's completely up to you, and both choices are definitely valid. But I'm feeling that some of you are feeling ashamed, feeling a bit dirty, like branded in some sort of way. And this card that future self has given to you today is like a beacon of light to your situation, so that you can see that even though it seems dark and impossible to change, there is a way, and you can start all fresh, innocent again if you choose to. Okay, let's see what tarot has to say. Let's clarify this. What does your future self want to tell you? What is their message to you, pile 2? We have 7 of Swords, deception, betrayal, strategy. So I'm definitely getting that for some time you've been wearing a mask. Maybe the life you're currently living no longer resonates with you. You want something to change, but you're still unsure on how to do it. So it's become necessary for you to put on a mask for people that are currently around you and keep up with the show, because you're not completely sure whether these people will accept the changes that are within you, that are happening for you, and you're also not completely sure whether you can step into that new life that you are craving. So definitely current situation for you is very hard because you are denying yourself, you are denying your authenticity, you're denying your truth because you feel that everybody will condemn you for whatever reason. And your future self wants you to know it's okay if you need to go through that. Maybe rather than thinking of, I have to put in a show to be safe, rather think of it as, this is my strategy for going out of this limits that I'm currently put in, like out of this box of my life that I'm currently in, so I can step into my new life that I want to step in with feeling safe, feeling secure, without judgment of other people. So there is a change of perception here that is needed. So rather than looking at, I'm deceiving myself and deceiving other people, look at it, this is maybe the way that I currently feel okay moving forward with. And it doesn't have to feel bad, it doesn't have to be false. I'm just trying to find the easiest way out. Whether that is true for you or not, you will decide. But if you're not if you're not brave enough, if you don't have the courage to move forward truthfully to yourself, showing the world the real you, then definitely be smart about it and maybe just put a mask on for a while you sort out other things that are necessary for you to make that transition into your new life. Let's see what else we need to know. We have 3 of Cups. So your future self wants you to know that all the people that you've met and connected with are gonna have a pretty much big effect on your steps forward into your new life. You will definitely find that maybe people who you thought would be judgmental towards you end up being somebody who will, or people who will support you at the end. Okay? Whether you believe it or not, when you make that transition, a lot of people will be happy for you. It will not only be, I'm happy for myself, I'm leaving everything behind. A lot of people that are currently around you will be happy for you as well. And you will have plenty of reasons to celebrate, to live your life to the fullest. And you will gain a lot new acquaintances that will turn into friendships at the end. And everything that you went through, everything that you're currently going through will be like a faded memory, like a life that somebody else was living, that it was never your life at all. So your future self tells you there are good times ahead. Only you have to be the one to believe in it. Okay? There is a possibility, and not a possibility, there is a probable outcome that is here for you that will be very, very positive if you continue on your path to this innocence that you're craving. Let's see what else. We have Five of Swords, resentment, conflict, and defeat. As well, there will be some unpleasant situations. There will be some conflict. It just can't be avoided, because the moment that you start changing, not all people will change with you. There will be some people who will want you to feel small, to feel stuck, to stay in the same place that you were before, because you changing reminds them of where they are stuck. And it feels very painful for them. So rather than working on their growth, they're going to decide to make you smaller, make you doubt yourself. And then this conflict comes into picture, okay? So whatever happens, keep in mind that there will be friendships, there will be celebration at the end, but the road towards that will definitely have also some conflict within it. And it's perfectly normal. You decide what meaning you want to have for this situation. If you decide that this conflict is necessary for you to really prove yourself that you have changed, that you deserve something better, then the conflict will have that meaning, and in the end it will resolve itself in that manner. If you give it meaning that you shouldn't change, that you maybe moved too quickly, you will stay small, and then the conflict will have exactly that meaning. You're not ready to move forward. So in the end, whatever you decide will be relevant for you. Conflict will be here regardless, but you are the one who decides what meaning that conflict has. And considering that meaning, you will definitely move forward, or you will stay small in the situation where you're currently at. Let's take one more. What does your future self wants you to know? Pile 2. Yeah, Seven of Wands, defensiveness, protection, and challenge. You will definitely be protecting yourself from people, situations, whatever. There will be a need to protect yourself in some sort of way. But again, go back to the meaning of the conflict. If this means, this defensiveness means I'm standing up for myself because I deserve it, you will end up winning. If you give it meaning that you should protect yourself because everybody is against you and you moved too soon, you will back down and you will be defeated. So you don't want to end with defeat from this Five of Swords card. You want to stay within the conflict energy. And then with this defensiveness and challenge energy, you want to confront the other person that is bringing conflict here, okay? And then end up victorious. And the future self tells you, you have it, you can do it. You have all the necessary requirements to be victorious in this situation. Let's get some guidance for you from your future self, pile 2. What do you need to know? Some advice for you. Time for a nap. I know I could use one now. Anyways, Pal 2, you have been trying very hard. You have been really torn apart between the current situation and the changes that you want to make. Maybe rest a bit, like just rest to regain your strength back, because ahead of you there is some confrontation definitely coming, and you will have to fight for yourself. And the best way to assure that you will have victory is to be well rested and well equipped with all the resources that you might need. So take a nap, rest, and just allow yourself some period, maybe a week, a month, half a year, to feel better, to feel strong, to feel capable, and then strongly move forward towards the future that you want for yourself. Okay, Pal 2, hope it resonated, hope it helped, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye. Pile 3, welcome. If you chose this beautiful lapis lazuli, this is your reading. We're going to start with this oracle card. This will be the general energy and the general message from your future self. So we have stars align, favorable outcome. Many of you in pile 3 have been very doubtful, have been very faithless when it comes to a certain outcome that you've been hoping for. And the future self wants to tell you that no matter how the circumstances are looking currently, stars will align for you. It might not happen tomorrow, it might happen in a month or two, but definitely in the future, things will get better, things will improve, and everything will fall into place. I know this may sound like a far-fetched thing at the moment, but you know that saying, the darkest is before the dawn. So the darkest time of the night happens right before the first sun ray comes out. So you're basically here in the darkest part of the night, and you just have to bear through it a bit longer and just wait for everything to fall into place. And the first sun ray that you see will turn everything into light. So your future self wants you to have faith, wants you to believe that everything will turn out fine eventually, and to have patience to really see that become your surrounding. Okay, so to become the part of your everyday life. If your life currently seems very stressed, feels very oppressed, or feels very constricted, there will come a time when everything will change for the better. You just have to give it a bit more time, okay? And try to be still and present in the meantime. Let's see what Tarot has to say. Let's clarify. What is the future self trying to tell you? What's their message to you, pile 3? We have Page of Pentacles. So opportunity, investment, and skills. So while waiting for the stars to align, you have a perfect opportunity to actually start doing something that you've always wanted to do but never had the time to do it. So if with this current situation, perhaps you are closed at home, you can't go out as much, and the world seems crazy these days and very pessimistic, instead of focusing on how bad things might look and keep yourself in fear, keep yourself powerless, maybe you should focus on what can I do within my own home that I always wanted to do but I never had time to do it. For example, maybe start a YouTube channel, maybe start reading the cards, maybe start painting, maybe start sewing, whatever, cooking, cleaning, whatever you hadn't had time to do before. This is the perfect opportunity for you to start doing it, to start exploring what do you actually want to do, what do you want to create, how do you want to do it, and how do you feel while you're doing it. If the current situation has nothing to do with your theme of this reading. Definitely, this page of Pentacles shows you that your skills, your possibilities to improve your work or your life in general will definitely bring you to a better state in the future. So you will definitely have a brighter future if you keep doing everything to improve yourself, your life, your work, your relationships, whatever you put your work into, whatever investment you make in this current time, it will definitely end up very, very lucrative for you. So you will get results in the future. It will be a favorable outcome in the end. So whatever you put in, you're gonna get in the future. Let's see what else. Okay, we have the Devil, limitations, attachment, and addiction. Oh, so be careful, pile 3. Be very careful not to become overindulgent in certain substances that you use, such as food, such as drinks, such as maybe drugs if you're using it, or maybe anything. You can be addicted to basically everything, to your mobile phone, to internet, to TikTok, to tarot readings. You can be addicted to anything. Okay, if it takes up too much of your time and too much of your energy, but it doesn't bring you anything constructive, it is definitely a habit that you will have to shake. Okay, it is limiting, no matter how fun it is. And it usually happens with the tarot readings as well, because they are fun. They're a perfect way to see some guidance for your situation, to see where the other person is, to see where you have to maybe make some changes. But if you end up watching these tarot readings one after the other, day after day, without actually doing anything, you're basically addicted to the reading without using it as a perfect tool to really improve your life. So you're actually using the tarot readings as an excuse not to do the necessary work. So all the addictions in the end are actually us trying to provide us with relief to feel better. But in the process, we forget that we at some point have to do something about it to change the situation, because medicating ourselves with tarot readings, with whatever substance that you are using or whatever your addiction is, it doesn't resolve a problem. It just gives you relief in that current situation, but the problem still remains. And that's the problem with addictions, because you can't shake the addiction just by I'm going to stop using it, because there is a trigger why you started in the first place. So you have to resolve the trigger first, and then the addiction will just go away by itself. Okay, let's see what else we need to know here. We have judgment. Okay, another major arcana for you, addressing inner voice rebirth. So like I said, you have to address the trigger. Addressing the addiction itself might be beneficial, but unless you deal with the cause that started your need for the use of those substances in the first place, you won't actually go anywhere. So you have to address the problem at its root, at its core. And that is something that we do in matrix reimprinting. As I mentioned earlier, it's a technique that I do. We go to the root, to the cause of the problem, and then resolve it there. So every other situation after that came as a result, as a reflection of that first initial core problem, is basically it's basically gone. It doesn't have the same power over you as it had. And you have the opportunity to really change your life for the better. So it is necessary for you to address your issues, pile 3, because without it, you will stay stuck and limited. If addictions are not a problem for you, if it doesn't resonate, there is definitely some dynamic in your life that keeps attracting the same thing, and you can't shake it off. Go look for the source of the cause, and then when you resolve it there, everything else will change instantly. Let's take one more. What does your future self wants you to know? Yeah, Four of Pentacles. Stinginess, scarcity, and greed. Your future self tells you that unless you deal with the source of the problem, you will be in a scarcity mindset. Basically, you will think you are not capable, there is not enough, I can't have it, I'm not able to, I'm powerless. Whatever your scarcity mindset consists of, it's always consisting of there is not enough, I'm not able to, it's not possible for me. And the thing is, you have to change that. If you want to go further in life, if you want to achieve something, you should shake the scarcity mindset off. Okay, you should definitely change it. And there are a lot of techniques with which you can do that. The only thing necessary for you here is to decide to do it, because I see that you are very, very aware that you do have something that is keeping you stuck in one place, but you're still avoiding to address the issue. And with that in mind, if you decide to do something about it, be prepared to make quick changes to your life, because once you begin with this work, your life starts changing immensely. But nobody ever regretted working on themselves, so I'm definitely betting that you won't either. Okay, let's take some guidance, one card for guidance from your future self about this situation. What do you need to know? Pile 3. We have, milk and honey. Perfect. You see how this goes in very well with this favorable outcome? So everybody wants milk and honey in their life, right? And you're gonna have it. After you've done this work here, you're gonna have it. It is possible for you. The favorable outcome with milk and honey, it's definitely possible for you. Pile 3. I wish you well with this. I hope you make the necessary choices to really move forward with your life. And I hope this resonated, and see you in the next reading. Bye. Welcome, Pile 4. You chose this beautiful labradorite crystal, which is actually my favorite crystal. I love it very, very much. And you chose this card, Violet or Blue, Loyalty. This card will represent the general energy and the general message that your future self has for you. So definitely loyalty is a big theme in your life. What I'm sensing is that you've been let down by people in your life for forever, since you were born, and you are very tired of it. You feel like you can't trust anybody, and your future self wants you to know that in the end, this whole experience of people letting you down and betraying you will not go in vain. In the end, you will find somebody who will be loyal, who will be faithful and devoted to you. And everything that has happened will be like a guiding star towards the future and towards the relationship you want to have, which is full of loyalty in the end. Whether this is a romantic relationship, a family member, friend, or maybe it's work related, whatever it is, you seek loyalty, and your future self wants you to know it's perfectly okay and it will happen. Don't worry, it will happen. Let's get some clarification for this, for my Pile 4 with labradorite. I simply love the crystal, I have to tell you. So we have 9 of Swords, nightmares, depression, anxiety. And we have the Hierophant, institutions, traditions, and beliefs. So what I'm getting here is that some of you have been very disappointed in an authority, a figure that you idolized. Maybe there was a person in your life that you put on a pedestal and you always wanted to be like them. And you wanted to learn from them how to become a better person, but then you found out that this person is not how they perceive themselves to be. And it definitely broke your trust towards that person, and like bursted your bubble. You were like, this beautiful, perfect pink bubble, and you thought everything was perfect, and something happened that pierced that bubble, and now you're very depressed because everything you thought that is right, that is good, that you inspire to, ended up being something that you are definitely not drawn to say the least. Okay. And it changed you immensely, the realization that things are not as they seem. I see you were like blinded by the words, by the actions of that person. And then when you actually saw what's behind it, you were very disappointed. It shattered you. It shattered your belief system that you built around that person and the idea of who you wanted to be regarding to that person. And this loyalty you felt, it was just betrayed. Let's see what else we need to know. What does your future self wants you to know? We have 9 of Wands, so fatigue, persistence, and perseverance. Your future self wants you to know that this too shall pass. You will survive. You will persevere. You have enough strength to go through all of this. And when you rise up from this situation, you will have a definitely brighter outlook on everything that has happened, and you will see your direction. You will see where you need to go to find this loyalty, to revive the idea that you had before it was shattered, to see that you don't have to be the same as that person, that you can build something different, so that you can learn from the mistakes that that person made and make a greater impact on the world. Let's see one more. What else? What else for pile 4? We have 8 of Cups. Evolving, departure, and withdrawal. So 8 of Cups is always a card that talks about walking away from things that don't serve us anymore. It's also a card of evolving. So choosing a different path, a path of ascension that will bring us to new awareness, that will bring us to new heights in our lives. So even though it might seem like you're departing, you're leaving something behind, it's actually a good thing, because you're leaving behind all the depression, all the anxiety, all the disappointment, and you're stepping into something that has higher value, and that is yourself and who you are in regards to this person, because this person was like your mirror. I see this mirror very clearly here. It's in my focus. So this person showed you everything you wanted and everything you don't want to become as well. So this person was a great teacher for you, and the best teachers are always people who show us what we are not. Okay? When we see somebody do something that we deeply disagree with, we find so much clarity about ourselves and who we are and what we want to do and what we never want to do in our lives. So instead of feeling so disappointed in this person, maybe just take the lesson here, and that is, I thought this person was this way, it turned out to be that way, but this actually makes me believe that I could be this way, even though this person chose otherwise. So you can do everything that this person failed to do if you decide to. Okay, pile 4. Let's see the guidance for you. Let's see what future self wants you to know here. Some advice for this situation. Between worlds. Perfect. So if there was a card that fitted perfectly with this reading, it will be this one. So you're definitely between the worlds. If we look at this between worlds and this 8 of Cups, I always see this two cards is very similar, because Eight of Cups is somebody who is still present in the old situation but is turning their back and walking into a new situation. So basically like this, one leg is in the old world, the other leg is in the new world, and you're currently transitioning between the two, and you only need a few more things to be sorted out for you to be able to completely go to this new world that is better. But this new world wouldn't have even existed if you didn't have an experience of this world, of this person here. So this person actually created within you a picture of how this new world could look like, and made you do the necessary steps to really move towards that world. So this person was a great teacher to you. It doesn't matter how you feel about them, whether you hate them, love them, whether you resent them, whatever the feeling is. One thing that cannot be denied is that this person showed you the way that you want to go. And that is a great blessing within this situation. My pile fours, this was your reading. I hope it resonated, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Pile 5, welcome to your reading. If you chose this rhodonite crystal, this is a message from your future self. We have this love line revived card, and this is a general energy, a message that your future self wants to get through to you. So something in the future will definitely be revived. Something that now seems dead, that seems impossible to have again in your life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's work, whether it's health, whatever it is, it will be revived in the future. You don't have to know exactly how and why, but it will definitely find its way again into your life. Let's clarify that to see what does future self actually want to say about this revived energy. We have 10 of Wands, burden, retention, and responsibility. So you have been burdened by the fact that something has ended. So the thing that has to be revived, or that will be revived in the future, is actually very, very troubling for you, because you always wanted it to be revived. But the fact that it's gone was very burdening to you, and you felt like you could have done better. You felt like you could have done more, but you failed to do so. And I feel like you're blaming yourself for something here, and it definitely is not your fault. Okay, it's not. And you will get another chance in the future to fix this if you want to fix it in any sort of way. But in order to get there, you need to release the burden that you're carrying, because you're carrying too much. You're carrying your own side of the relationship, and you're carrying the other person's side of the relationship. You're just taking on too much onto yourself. It's not all your fault. It's not all your responsibility. Release the load that is not yours and just carry your own for a while. Okay? Let's see what else. What else does future self want you to know? Yeah, for once, foundation, stability, and festivity. So for those of you who got divorced or broke up with somebody that you still love, there is a possibility in the future that you will get together again, maybe marry again, and whatever your perception of the situation now is, it can definitely change. No matter how hopeless the whole situation looks, there is always a chance for it to transmute into something better in the future. If we're talking in terms of work or your career, if something went very wrong, just keep doing whatever you feel that you should be doing within your career, and give it time to grow, because everything you invest in your career, in your work, will eventually give you results, and you will have something to celebrate. Okay, you will have everything you wanted in your life. However situation looks at the moment, you will get there in the future. It will be possible for you to get to that. It will be revived in some sort of way. What else? Okay, so the two want to come out. We're going to take them. So we have the Knight of Wands, shrewdness, motivation, and ambition, and we have the Fool, spontaneity, innocence, and risk. So we're going to start with the Knight of Wands. Your future self wants you to focus on one particular goal, whether it's I want to improve my work, or I want to be more successful in my career. I want to do things differently. I want to have healthy relationships. Just choose a valid goal, something that motivates you enough to do the necessary work, to go out of the state of burdenness into the state of motivation to move forward, and then completely devote yourself into doing that. Because when you do that, you will get a chance for a fresh start. You will get a chance to start anew. Everything will fall into place and things will align in a way that will bring the thing that you thought was ended to come alive again. It will be revived in the end. But it is a process though. It won't come overnight. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the hours, the motivation, the energy, the faith. You have to put in it if you want it to come to this point that it can be revived again. Let's get some guidance for you, Pile 5. Let's see what your future self would suggest you to do. What is their advice for you? Yeah, no place like home. Beautiful. I love this card very much. It actually comes out a lot in readings because for me, no place like home means this is a place that you can always come back to, where you feel safe, where you feel comforted, where you feel cozy. And like this thing that needs to be revived is like your home. Whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whether it's whatever, it doesn't matter. This feels like home to you. And when it revives again, you will feel like you entered into this beautiful house and you feel all cozy. And in the meantime, while this thing or person is still not in your life presently, you can try to cultivate this homey energy by giving yourself what you need. Like listening to your needs day by day. If today you feel tired, give yourself some rest. If you need a massage, go to a massage parlor and take a massage. If you need to travel somewhere, take a trip. Whatever you need, listen to your needs and fulfill them. It will make you feel better and it will give you a perfect mindset to attract this thing that you lost back into your life. So this is it, Pile 5. I hope this resonated. I hope this helped. And I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye.